Hello everybody, this is David Zapolšek of Nettrack speaking. I would like to thank you for joining the webinar today. I would like to ask you, if everybody hears me okay, or if someone doesn't hear me at all, just drop a short message, to the chat window and I will see it, but hopefully, you will hear me well. So once again, thank you for joining us, and I would like to take you through a short presentation that we have prepared for you, which is about CamOverlay, one of the two applications that our company has developed for the streaming customers and for the streaming purposes, and we would like to share the results of it with you. So I will try to skip the first slide and go to the second. So who we are, I see in the list of the participants some well-known names. So I know that some of you guys have purchased another application, or the first application from us, which is a CamStreamer. And so welcome, to this press once again. I would like to say who is Nettrack actually. Nettrack is a company which resides in Czech Republic, in Prague. I'm sitting now in Prague. We are basically developers working very closely with Swedish Axis that you are familiar with, and you are using Axis cameras. We are doing the same as well for more than 10 years today, and we are very exclusive to Axis because we are not using any other cameras in our projects that we are working on. And as the first bullet point says, we are a company that is pretty active in the cloud video services development and provisioning, and this is where we started. But as we are working with Axis, we have started and we are working on ACAP development, which is Axis Camera Application Platform development, and we are having guys that are running the development and actually produce those two applications that which one of them is CamOverlay, the other is CamStreamer that you are familiar with. We are having strong in-house development, which gives us the a possibility to develop applications further, implement the changes and the requests from our customers, and everything goes pretty smoothly. You see the three icons, on the bottom of the presentation of the slide. We are having different statuses from Axis, like a gold partner. We are selling quite many cameras from them, and then we are application development partner as well. And the third one is the video service provider, using the Axis platform for providing the cloud video services. Our products for video streaming. The second one you are familiar with, this is CamStreamer that we are selling for, I think, more than 2 or almost 3 years now. So this is quite a major product today, which is about streaming video from Axis camera right to the streaming platforms like YouTube, which is very much famous within our customers, and Facebook and other RTMB platforms, with the benefit and the biggest advantage of the application that the application is running inside the camera. So customers do not need the computer or encoder that would be sitting next to the camera, and they are just okay with the camera and the application itself, and can do the streaming without need for public IP address and so on. We believe we know what our customers like, and this is why we are, and they are giving us directions, where to develop CamStreamer further. But I'm not going to talk about CamStreamer today. I'm going to talk about a second application, which actually grew next to the CamStreamer as a very interesting add-on for our customers, providing customers with the possibility to create the dynamic overlays, again, right on the camera. Many companies can do the dynamic overlays, but I'm not aware of any company that would be doing the dynamic overlay right on the camera, which is a great benefit of this application, which saves a lot of resources and money for the producers, and simply can help them to create beautiful streaming output from their cameras without the need for expensive server-based solutions. So what it does is actually that it's CamOverlay is inserting the graphics into the video stream. We are using and leveraging the power of the processor of the camera and the memory, we are doing everything on board of the camera. By doing this, we are making a video attractive. The beauty of the solution is that we have done a couple of integrations of different services on the camera. I will be talking about them in the next slides. So what you can do is you can simply, as you are used from CamStreamer, you can use just a few clicks and create your own overlay graphics into the video. So we'll move to the next slide. So how does it work? It works the way as I described. We are having two applications sitting on camera, CamOverlay, then working together with CamStreamer. And what we do is we are actually mixing the video stream together with the audio, which is a job of CamStreamer today. And we are adding the dynamic graphics into that video stream. And then the camera through CamStreamer is sending this video out to the RTMP platform. In the image here we are having two platforms which are pretty famous among the customers, and this is YouTube and Facebook Live. And then we see, you know, that the output is a nice stream generated for the end user, which is seeing it in the player. So this is basically how it works. As I said, you know, CamOverlay is sitting on board of a camera. Currently, and this is where I believe you will have some questions, because I see that customers are asking, is the support, you know, that we are providing for the application, and which cameras are actually supported. And as of today, unfortunately, we are having only four camera models that we support, and this is one PTZ camera, which is P5635. We are not having a support for MK2 versions of the cameras today, which is of course a pity, but we are really pushing and asking Axis very often and pretty intensively to provide us with the firmware for Make 2 cameras, because these Make 1 are not in sales anymore. But I see a very good progress in this, and I believe that we will have these firmwares very soon. So this is the basic PTZ. Then we are having one static, which is P1365, and then we have another PTZ camera that, you know, this is V5915, the indoor camera model. And then as our customers, you know, from the sports community asked for a vendor-resistant dome outdoor camera, which is having 60 frames or 50 or 60 frames per second. Because of sports, we have a support for Q30 camera, and as I said, you know, more cameras are coming soon. I will be getting to it later in the presentation. What the application can do, and you see it on the picture here. We are having support for oh, here it is with the pointer. What we can do with the CamOverlay is that you can basically run two dynamic overlay profiles in parallel on camera. So on the first image, what you see is that you see a weather integration that we have made with the Weather Underground service. I will be coming to it, you know, later. And then you can combine it with the infographics. In this case, you know, this is an image which is related to a place of interest where camera is actually pointed. So we are having two applications that can run in parallel, and in the demo I will be showing to you one of the cameras. I have two demos prepared for you. One of the cameras, this is which is working with weather, and then PTZ based DIO. Again, I will be talking about it. Again, the price of the application is set to the same level as CamStreamer. What we will be, which is $299 US. So if customers prefer to pay in euros, it is 269. And what we will do is that we will be bundling this two products together, and we will be selling them for a discounted price, which will be $499 US when the customer buys both applications at the same time. What we have done, the same for CamStreamer and CamOverlay. All the customers can apply automatically for a trial license, which is free of charge, you know, for 30 days. And then customer can decide whether he wants to continue or not, and if he wants, then he can purchase the application online through PayPal or a credit card. Or if someone wishes, he can buy it, through the wire transfer. This is not a problem at all. And now I will be going briefly, through the integrations we have done for CamOverlay. The first one, which is very much attractive for many customers that are running the weather cams, is the integration with the Weather Underground service, which is the IBM company, if I'm not mistaken, today. And what it does is actually that just with a few clicks in the user interface, and I will be showing it to you if we have time at the end of the presentation, you can easily insert the dynamic weather information into your video stream, where you can display the information from the wunderground.com. I believe you are familiar with it. If not, just have a look at the link, wunderground.com, and you can see, how it works. And the application itself works the way that you just say, okay, I would like to have a weather from whatever, from London. I would like to have it in one of the 4 layouts that are available. So we are having something squared, something which is say a longer version of this what you see here. And you just say, I would like to place it in this case upper right corner, and just click the button, I would like to publish it, and it's actually in the video. The benefit of this is that we as a company are paying the subscription fees to Weather Underground, and then we are actually putting all these charges into the price of the application, so you don't have to pay anything extra. You just pay one time $299 and you are having the weather inside. What is interesting on the Weather Underground, it is that we are having customers and they are asking whether they could have their own weather station. They can do it basically 2 ways. One way is that they can buy a weather station. NetAtmo is one of the cheaper ones. They can install it and they can register it to Weather Underground, and then having it registered, this weather station automatically appears in the Weather Underground user interface. It's having its own ID, and what you do is you just select this ID and this weather station, that will be then presented to in the video. And by doing this, you are having basically your local weather station that is simply sitting next to the camera. This is one way, and the other way is that you can use the data if you have it, from your weather station, if you would like to do it. And I know that some of you are interested to do so. So if you are able to get the data from your weather station, then you can compile the graphics yourself, and you can use something that we call custom integration or custom connection of the image, into the overlay. And you generate the only thing that you have to do, which is of course not easy always, because in Weather Underground we are doing it ourselves. But you can generate the graphic yourself and simply put it somewhere on the server and let the application pull this image, which will be called, I don't know, image.jpg. You will pull it every second, every 5 seconds, and then you will display it in the video. It doesn't. It's not the question only of the weather information. You can insert whatever graphics you wish. I will be coming to it later. So I will move to another slide, which is sports results. We see a huge opportunity and potential in CamOverlay and the dynamic overlay and the streaming. Both services and both applications in the, I would call it, amateur sports events, different sports fields, university clubs, campuses, and we see customers in US that are interested, and this is basically what we see on the image, the baseball. We see there is an interest, to install a static cameras, around the sports field, and then insert the sports results data into the video, and then stream it out to YouTube or to own RTMP streaming platform, being it Woza, for example. What we have done so far is that we have made the integration with one US company, which is called Sportscast. You see a link over there. And what these guys are having is they are having a scoreboard system that they are selling to different sports clubs across the United States. And they are having actually the score bots which are installed or which are running on the sports field, and they are having people with the Android or iPhones on the field and simply putting the results into the application. Then the application is sending this data over the internet to their cloud platform, and we are having an API they are having an API which we are talking to from the CamOverlay, and we are pulling the data from the system, and these data are of two different types. One is the overlay, actually, one is the background graphics, which we see here, and we pull this background graphic once per the match. It's prepared in the overlay image editor, which is provided by Sportscast, and then we are pulling the data itself, through another data pipe, and then we mix all that stuff on the camera and we just display it in the given location that you configure in the configuration. This is a very interesting integration as well. If you know of or if you are having sports results from another scoreboard system, feel free to talk to us, and we can help you to make this happen. If this is something which is having, say, a nice customer base, and we could see that this is something that could be used by more customers, we will be happy to talk about the integration of the service. Currently, as I say, we are having Sportscast, but I never say never, and we can implement the other scoreboard services or the systems into the platform as well. The benefit again is that it's just a few clicks configuration. You don't have to generate the image yourself, pull it from the internet. You can just let the application generate it for you, which is of course beneficial and very easy to use. So this is the sports results. Then what we have done is I wouldn't call it the integration, but we call it something like instant overlay. It works the way that you prepare the subtitles, and this is something for V5915 camera that is used by customers, during different conferences that they are streaming out to the internet, and they would like to add the information about the speakers. So what you can do with this simple integration is that you can simply say, okay, I will have 10 speakers, and you can prepare the subtitles up front or before the conference itself, and when the speakers start playing, there is no artificial intelligence or whatever, that would be recognizing faces and simply tracking people, whatever, it is as simple as that. If you see someone, appearing on the screen, you just click the button and say, okay, I would like to add this subtitle to the speaker that is there, and you are having 10 buttons there. So you say, okay, I click button number 2, then I click number 4, whatever, and you have enriched your video, by the information that is of an interest of the viewers, of the people at the end. So this is for the conferences. And then the last I'm having there, is something that we call infographics, and this is something, that is very much up to you, what you would like to put into the image. So what you can do is you can simply generate the graphics yourself, prepare it up front, and then you have more options. But one of the options is that you can generate the graphics, create it for yourself, and then load it on board of camera, either into the flash memory of the camera or on the SD card. And then you can configure CamOverlay to pull and display these images from the internal memory or the SD card, and display it in the image. This is one option, and the other option, of course, which might be interesting for other users is, and I have spoken about it already, this you can generate the image somewhere on the server, combining different kind of data that you have, whatever, measuring whatever weather, having the actual number of visitors to the swimming pool, whatever, you name it. Then you generate the graphics yourself on your server, and just prepared image publish on your server on a given URL, and you just configure the CamOverlay application, to pull the image of a given name from that URL, and you simply say CamOverlay, please do it every 5 seconds. Needed to say, currently the speed of the refresh is 2 frames per second, which is given by the processor power. But with the new processors like ARTPEC 6, which is coming to the market this year, we will be able to do it much faster, and which will open the space for example, picture-in-picture. So we will be able to display video feed from another camera. We will be able to do the animated graphics, whatever you might find interesting. It's everything about the processor power. And as I have spoken about the images generated or stored on the SD card or inside the camera, what you can do with all these graphics is, and this is pre-programmed in the application, you can, for example, say I would like to put my images which are loaded and which are prepared for display. I would like to run them in the carousel. So you can say, okay, I would like image number 1 be displayed for 20 seconds. Then I would like image number 2 displayed for 30 seconds, whatever. This is that we call carousel graphics. Then we have a very interesting integration which works with Axis. And this is something we call PTZ-based graphics, which means, that we are actually catching the information about which preset position camera is on. And based on this information, you can display the static image, or again, you can start the carousel by displaying more images which are related to this particular PTZ position. Which is again interesting, for webcams or the weather cams, if you are having a ski area, or if you are having a city, which I will be showing to you on a Prague camera that we have installed here in Prague, and which is basically working with this. So what you can do is you can say, okay, I'm having 10 places of interest where my camera sees. So you will make the first step, and you will define those 10 PTZs or these 10 presets. And then you will, in the configuration, say, okay, if camera reaches this PTZ, please start this carousel, by displaying images 1, 2, 3. You will give it timing, and then the camera will move to another position, and you will say, okay, now I would like to display images 4 and 5, and so on and so on. And you create a very attractive, nice presentation of your video stream to your viewers. I will show it to you on a Prague camera, then you can take a look at it. And as I said, you can have the images stored locally, or if you want it even more dynamic, you can pull the images from the remote location. Let's call it repository. CamOverlay, just to sum it up, the advantages of the application that it's having today. So as I said, it's embedded in camera, so you don't need a computer or server that is running outside the camera. It's easy to set up. This is what we try to do, so it's a few clicks and it's done. As in CamStreamer, what we have is the weekly planning or scheduling. So we have it in CamOverlay as well. So you can simply plan that or set the schedule that on Monday there will be some images, on Tuesday another images, and so on, and you can play with it. We are having preset overlays. It goes for weather and for all the others. And from the money perspective, we are having 30-day trial. Who is working with us, on CamStreamer, that if you need a trial, for another period, it's not a problem to give it to you if there is a good purpose. And many customers are asking whether we are asking for monthly fees. I'm saying no, we are not. We just ask for the one-time payment, and that's it. Which is a nice benefit of the solution. So I'm going to the next slide. What you need to do, to make the overlay work is that it's basically about having an Axis IP camera. Again, I'm saying, we are having 4 models today, and what I promise is, that once we have the confirmed information from Axis, on which cameras will be supported in the next coming firmware release, then we will of course share it with you, because this is of course, there is a lot of interest from our customers asking for specific models, that they would like to have supported. We have a promise from Axis, getting to this point, that in a very short period of time, and we had a promise, it had to be already in February, there will be a brand new firmware release, which will be 7.102, which when it's released, it will be available for a couple of cameras. I have seen a preliminary list, I will not share it now, but once it's confirmed by Axis, I will share it with you. We are having, I think, about 15 camera models which will have it. Most of them are ArtPack 5 cameras. And when this release or firmware release is out, then the whole process of installing CamOverlay will be much easier, because it will be a standard firmware, not a custom as we are having today, because needed to say, all these 4 camera models need a custom firmware that we have from Axis. This is not a production firmware, but this was firmware prepared for us. But in the production firmware 7.102, this dynamic image overlay support and the APIs, that we work with CamOverlay will be a standard part of the firmware. So what you need is a camera. This is one thing. Then what you have to do is you have to download CamOverlay application from our website. Again, there will be different applications for different cameras, same as for CamStreamer, because we have to compile different firmwares for different cameras. I cannot say, I'm seeing a question, for P1428. I haven't seen it on the first list, but I believe, that this camera will be supported as well, But I'm making a note for myself, and when the list becomes available, I will share it with you. But I think, P1428 is not there. Just responding, to a chat that I'm seeing in the window. So what you have to do is, you just download the application, for a specific camera model. You install it on the camera, and then what you have to do is, you have to license it. So what you do is, you just either run it in a trial. We give you a trial code in exchange for email address, so we know who we are giving the trial to, and then we can work with you. Or you buy a license and test it. If you, at the moment, as we are having only 4 camera models supported, would like to play with it more than 30 days, we are not having a problem at all, to give you the license for a longer period. Just ask us if you want to do it, and it will not be a problem. And once you have the application installed and licensed, what you do is, in just a few steps, you configure what you would like to display. I will show you the interface for those that haven't seen it, and you will see it's really easy. And that's basically it. And I will tell you just few words about CamStreamer for those who are not familiar with it. What this application is about, because CamOverlay and CamStreamer is a tandem, that if someone wants to make a nice camera work and stream, simply needs both application together. So again, CamStreamer is an application that is running on camera. It's basically supported on all Axis cameras. I'm saying new Axis cameras because the only need and must for the application to work is that the camera is having the ACAP support. Most of the cameras are having it. I recently had a question from one of our customers in US, and he was asking about this companion line of cameras that Axis has released just recently. These, because they are not that expensive and they are really low-cost entry models, these cameras do not have ACAP support. It means you cannot run CamStreamer on it. Same goes for CamOverlay. This is the only thing that you cannot do. But other standard models, that are working with this. We are having templates for different streaming services, meaning the simple configurations. I have named just 3 of them, but we have many there, including the Duckcast, YouTube, Facebook, then you can have your own Voza streaming server or other streaming service that you like. We are even doing the MPEG-TS streaming, so you can feed your set-top boxes, in a closed circuits, closed circuit television. So there are many options that you can use, and we are having customers that are using it in different scenarios or in different streaming setups. As I said, YouTube is, say, the most popular because users can stream via YouTube Live, for free. Same goes for Facebook Live, but it's not that popular with our customers because Facebook is not having really good support, for a 24/7 streaming, which works very well on YouTube and on Facebook. What is interesting on CamStreamer is the audio options that we are having. I should not probably say it, but we are supporting audio even on non-audio cameras in a way that the audio sources can be different. If you are having a camera which is having a built-in microphone or a microphone external input, then of course you are having an input that is audio which is taken from the camera itself. But for even non-audio cameras, you can use another two options that we are having, and this is that you can have an MP3 file which is loaded, and if it is a short file, then it can be loaded right into the flash memory of the camera, and then you can play this MP3 as a background music. And when I'm showing Prague camera to you, you will hear the background music. So this is what we do, with the camera. And then even on non-audio camera, you can have the external audio source. And I can then send you a link. I will be basically showing you the camera that we have installed at Prague Airport, where we are combining the video from the runway, and we are mixing it with the audio which is coming from the air traffic control tower communication with the planes. And the result, I think is impressive, at least what we see, when we see the statistics about the attractiveness of different runway cameras. This is one of the best, on the planet today, I would say. But you will see it. So this is for the audio. What is interesting, this application does not have a limit, regarding basically does not have a limit regarding the resolution it can stream the video out. We are supporting currently 4K because there was no need, for high resolutions, but 4K already, is a beautiful video, of course, consuming a lot of bandwidth. But we see that most of our customers are streaming 720p or Full HD, and this is really sufficient. What is nice on CamStreamer as well is the automation and scheduling options. Automation, done in a way that you can say that your video stream will be triggered by an event. It can be triggered by, for example, a control switch, a physical switch connected to the input port of the camera. So we are having customers which are starting the stream in a way that they just click the button or switch the switch on and start their streaming, for different plenary sessions and the meeting of the municipalities. And then we are having scheduling if customers wish to, whatever, if it is church services, for example, then church can start automatically, the service and the streaming, 10 a.m. in the morning, and it can all be programmed and fully automated, which is interesting. Price of the application is the same as for CamOverlay, $299. And what we have there is the trial license again, which is free for 30 days. And we are having one exception, and this is a camera V5915, where we have agreed with Axis to provide all Axis customers with V5915 with 90 days trial. And what is interesting about V5915, CamStreamer is part of the newest firmware, which is downloadable from Axis pages. I think we are the first company that succeeded, to do so with Axis, which we are very proud of, and which is of course beneficial for us and for the customers. So this is for CamStreamer. I'm having two case studies. I would call it case studies. These are two cameras. The first camera that I will show to you is the camera from Prague. You should see it in a short while on your screen. Just a second. What I will and to this camera, this is P5635, which we have installed in Prague, and this is a camera which is we are having. Okay, it's dark here, you know, but never mind. The image is still okay. What it does is that we are having the two services that are running there. You see the Weather Underground, which is in the upper right corner, which is updated, you know, as the information is updated on Weather Underground. So it's like 10 minutes or 15 minutes, sometimes 5 minutes. And what we have here is, and this is, I think, you could really use, is that we are having a dynamic graphics which is related to PTZ. So now we are looking at the St. Nicholas Church. And CamOverlay knows it, you know, that it's on this preset, so it displays information related to this, say, to this building and to this historical monument. And now you maybe saw it, you know, but we have the carousel on this position. We are not changing the graphics itself, but we are changing the text. So we had two images basically which were rolling over and showing the information related to this particular position. And now you see we have moved to Prague Castle and we are showing some information about Prague Castle. Maybe one information that might be of your interest, when you look at the graphics, you understand that this graphic is of course square. We are not working, you know, with anything, you know, else than the rectangular images, but we are having transparency. So you see 100% transparency in the image, so we can generate the graphics that looks like this. Now I think you saw the skip, you know, of the images. So we are having two places of interest on this preset. So we are just displaying another information. If you go to this camera yourself, not through the Adobe Connect window, you will hear the music in the background. So what is interesting on this camera as well is the MP3 file, which is played in loop on the camera. You can listen to it, you know. Just go to YouTube, go for CamStreamer, and or just remember the name of the camera, Live Camera Prague. And you will be able to hear I think they are having Bedřich Smetana, the Czech composer, music, you know, played in the background. So this is one camera, I would say a typical weather cam, you know, that is showing, you know, how beautiful this can be and what it can do for the viewers. And then I will show you another camera, which is the camera that we have installed at the Prague airport. And what this does, and you see it here. What it does, you know, this is the presentation of the image overlay, where we generate the images based on a logic on the server, where we are pulling the data from flight radar, and it works the way that we are having an application running on a server, which is watching the airspace above the Prague airport, and we say, okay, if we see an airplane on a flight radar which is in the view of the camera, then we will take this data and display the information about the plane, which is actually on the screen. So now you see that there was a plane that was landing, and I cannot read it, but it was I think it was Boeing 737, if I'm not mistaken, if I read well. So you can display the information which is related to something that is now visible in the image. And then there is a logic which says, you know, if there is no plane on the runway, then we display the scheduled departures and arrivals of the airplanes, you know, just to show you, you know, what options you have. But all this stuff is done on server, so you can imagine, you know, your data being displayed and turned into a nice graphics, you know, here. What I very much recommend is go to the web page which is called slowtv.cz, because this camera is part of the media project that we work with a big media house here in the Czech Republic, and we are providing them with the support and the camera installations and the applications and so on. Go to this website, and try to test the whole experience, from this. Now you see another plane, coming there, so you see it actually works, which is nice. I believe. Go there, and what you will have there, on top of what I'm just showing to you, is that you will hear the air traffic control communication between the ATC tower and the plane and the pilots, which of course, plane spotters love, and they really like the camera because they can hear everything, that is happening there. So this is what we have for the other demo. I will switch over to the presentation, and I'm not having two more slides. Just a second. We are there. So this is what I spoke about, and then basically this is what I wanted to say. So here is a contact. Many of you, are having a contact to me already. So you can send me an email directly. Or to david.sapolcek@nettracks.cz, or you can send it to sales camstreamer.com, and I'm reading this email very regularly, so I will be responsive, and you will get a feedback from me when you need it. So this is what I have. If you are having questions to what you have just seen, we can discuss it here, or we can discuss it offline. If you are interested, very briefly, I will try to show you, just to show you the interface, how it looks in the CamOverlay. So you have just an idea, it will be 2 minutes, no more. Let me just switch it to the camera interface, and you will see, how easy it is, to configure the application. Just a second. Okay, here we are connected to this Prague weather cam, and the interface, it looks like as follows. Now we are on the page where we are defining the weather underground information. And if I scroll down, I will just show you, a few buttons that we have there. Okay, so you see what you do is you just say, okay, I would like to enable this service. I would like to take the weather data from location which is called Prague, Czech Republic. In this input box I can enter the ID of my weather station if I have it. Then in the next, you can just say, okay, I don't want to display the information from Weather Underground, how the location is called, because sometimes it's very weird, how they name it. So you can say, okay, this is my lovely place, whatever, this is my spa, this is my town, whatever. So you just say title. Then you say whether you would like to have a clock displayed. So this is what we put there. So you have a local time, which is a time taken from the camera. So if you want this to work, you have to set the time correctly in the camera. You just select the format, whether it's 12 or 24 hours format, and then it's displayed in the overlay. Then you say whether you would like to have it in Czech, and I think we have just, let me see, we have Czech, English, and we have other languages. This blue dialog that you saw there, is a problem with Adobe Connect, but never mind, we are having several languages that you can select from. Then you say, okay, what units? And then if you go lower, then you just say, okay, I would like to stream it, to the video, which is in a resolution 720p. I would like to position this image overlay to top right of the image. Then I would like to scale it. This is where you can play with it. So this is how the graphics will be big. And then we are having a layout. As I said, you can select from one of 4 layouts that we are having there. I will try to move it, to the side. Okay, so you just say, okay, I would like this and that. And then you can schedule it. You can say, I would like to display. This is the button in the lower left corner, and you can just say, okay, I would like to schedule it all the time. It's now scheduled all the time, and I would like to save all changes. And at that moment, you know, the overlay becomes a part of the video. A benefit, of course, you know, I didn't say it in the beginning, is that if you are having something that you simply want to send to every end user device, you know, on the other end of the streaming of the streaming pipe, then you simply burn it into the video, and no one will remove it. You know, with the ad blockers, whatever, it simply will be displayed on every device, you know, that customer is using. Which is not a case of the weather, but ad blockers, of course, you know, if you decide, you know, to use the how do we call it, you know, linear advertising, then you can put your own ad into the video, and simply ad blocker will not remove it. So this is for the weather, and I will then just show you, you know, very briefly, not spend more your time, you know, how the PTZ based DIO works. This is what the Prague camera has defined. Okay. This is the problem is, you know, I think that we are having the timeout. Let me check it. Let me test it. Are we on the ground? Just a second. Yeah, well, just a second. You know, we have a timeout, but just a minute. But it basically, you know, as I said, you know, you define the PTZs, and then you say, okay, these are the images I would like to display, you know, on every PTZ that the camera is on. This is the thing, you know. Now what you see on the screen is that we are having actually the camera. This was actually the screen of our cloud video platform. This is how we get to the camera remotely, you know, with no need for the public IP address. Okay, now we are here. So what it says, you know, it's the same. You know, I say I would like to enable it. This is the resolution. This is where I would like to display my images. Then you say that you would like to have an offset, so you don't want to have it in the very bottom left corner, but you would like to have it offset. So now we are having an offset, you know, that everything is, you know, on it's not offset on the x-axis, but on y-axis it's just 10 pixels. And then what we say is, you know, we are having a list of the PTZ positions which are defined in the camera user interface. And then we say, okay, when it's on this particular PTZ position, I would like to display image number 1, which is called "Have a nice day" for 20 seconds. And then I want to display an image number 2, which is "Have a nice day," another one, which is 25 seconds. And you do this for every position, and you simply create a nice presentation of your place, you know, that where you are, where the camera is installed. So this is basically it, you know. I'm not having more for you. If you are having any questions, you know, use your time now. I'm very okay, you know. I can respond to you now, and I think that we will share. I don't know whether we have shared the presentation. You can. I think you will very quickly. Now you see the link there, so you can, if you are interested, you can download the presentation for yourself. I think it's in PDF. Yes, it is in PDF, so you can download it, and you can go through it, you know, offline. So if you have any questions, please ask. If not, ask me offline. We will be happy to. Okay, I'm having a question, you know, whether there will be additional models, you know, supported when 7.x is released, or will some models still get a custom firmware? I think, I'm not sure, but I think, you know, that when the 7.x, and I think it will be 7.1, maybe 7.2, when this is out, you know, I think this will be end of the custom firmwares. But I believe, you know, that Axis will understand, you know, that there are some camera models, you know, and what I understand from and what I hear from our customers is that they are interested in very costly models, you know, like Q6115 or Q6155 or P1428, which are of course, you know, expensive camera models. And I believe it will be in interest of Axis, you know, to release the firmware for those cameras as quickly as it will be possible. Of course, I know there are some development cycles, you know, and the firmware release cycles that we have to respect. But the list that I have seen, you know, is having camera models that we are happy with. And if this becomes true, then I think we all will be very happy, you know, and you will get the application, you know, at your disposal pretty soon. So this is to your question. And as I said, you know, once we have the information confirmed from Axis, we will share it with you, you know, through it will definitely be on the website, and then we will be sharing it through emails and the newsletters that we are sending out to the customers. If you have a request for any specific model, you know, just send it to me and I will put it on the wish list. And I know that when we are asked by customers, you know, for those, I see that many camera models are repeating, you know, so it is good to know that we are having pretty firm list, and then we can share it with Axis. And I will be happy to do so. I strongly believe, you know, that during March, you know, this 7.x firmware will be released. So we will have it for you. I believe that we will have to make some changes to the API, because the API has changed, we know it already, to what we have on the custom firmware. But this is in-house development that we will do pretty quickly, I believe, and we'll have it available for you quickly as well. Okay, any more questions, guys, you know, that you would like to ask? Okay, if not, I would like to thank you. I would like to wish you a good afternoon and or good evening, nice evening, and I will be looking forward, you know, to your emails and to your phone calls, whatever, you know, I will be available for you. So thank you very much, and have a nice day. Thank you. Bye bye. Okay. One more question. Okay.